Let's go. Welcome to Underground Crypto. I'm going to switch it over. Just give me a second. I know that I'm going to have to mess with my camera. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, no. Got my glasses. They were turned on. Can't have that. All right, guys. Let me fix my camera real quick. Bang, bang, bang. There we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Trying to figure out why on my phone you can't see me yet. All right, guys. I was over on the Lifer stream, was getting amped up. It was a good day today. I took the long with the Lifer. Just playing with a tiny account, but we moved it up 50%. So we made $5 off of $10, and now we have $15. Can we wait? I don't know. So we're on the crypto bubbles 1 through 100. After we do the crypto bubbles, we'll go take a look at Bitcoin on the chart real quick before we do our number rundown. You guys know how it goes. Let me shout out to everybody who's here. Big shout out to my mod, Melissa. My mods are amazing. Throwing a $2 sticker. Shouldn't even want credit for the super chat. She just even threw a sticker, which is awesome. The Blues guy in the house says, love the thumbnail. Yep, let's go. Love the channel. Appreciate you, Blues guy. We got Funky Ferret, Raw Handyman, Sourced and Sold, Digital Revolution. A bunch of Blues guys. Thank you, kind sir. Much obliged. Full appreciation and gratitude. Hey, we're going to be all full of that gratitude today, showing off those custom emojis. And remember, at the end of the stream, we do a members only stream. So if you want to be a part of that members only stream, you might want to have a membership. It's like $2 or $3 a month, guys. If you appreciate the hard work, the hours. Yesterday we were live for 3 hours. If you appreciate the hours and hours that I put into doing this so you guys can, you know, not have to go aggregate it all together for yourself. You just come to the show and I kind of help you raise your crypto IQ, understand what's going on and then what's trending, all on top of the market charts, you name it, DeFi gaming. We're looking at airdrops we've been doing the Robinhood testnet airdrop. We're hoping for an airdrop. Let's be clear there. We're just hoping for an airdrop by participating in the testnet. We added another one, which is the ArcNet, which is actually run by Circle. I didn't know that until we started doing it yesterday. So we have all kinds of cool stuff going on. A great show planned for everybody. Let's get into it. So Rain is up 17%. We're looking at the biggest bubbles here. Zcash up 25%. What is Zcash up to? Had a high of $322. Right now it's $316, so it's holding its highs pretty well. The Lifer's been saying that we are probably at the bear market. He's like 90% sure this is the bottom of the bear market, and he's been saying it for almost a week. He was talking about it again tonight. I want to echo that because nobody's got the TA locked in like he does, right? So we need to take heed that there's a good chance that we might. So that list, Melissa, that you've been putting together, we've been looking at a list of things we might want to accumulate, right? I almost want to throw another, $20 at a Noma just to like double down, because if it pops from where it is now, it's going to be pretty beautiful. And I see a lot of stuff that they're posting all the time, so hopefully they're building something cool. Says sharing love, wealth, and health to all. Thank you, Blues guy, for the super chat. That is the first super chat of the night. Our goal is $2 and up. I don't even know if you can send $1 super chat. I think that's the lowest, right? And let's try to hit that goal tonight. I appreciate everybody. Let's get into it. So 0, 18.6% layer 0. What's a layer 0? What's a layer 1? What's a layer 2? What's a layer 3? Just in that category, you could raise your crypto IQ by hanging with me. I guess I'm going to be a rapper now because that rhymed really well. Let's drop down, toggle our thing. Look at this. We haven't seen a beautiful green day like this. I'm excited to see the Fear and Greed index, the altcoin index, and see where we're at. But when have you seen like pretty much a 2 to 4% up across the top 1,000? It's been a little while. They've been holding our head underwater. A lot of people expected a lot of crazy stuff to go down today. I don't exactly know what went down today, to be honest with you, because I've been working my ass off all day. Much love, Underground. Thank you. Appreciate all you do, man. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that and just sharing the love, man. When we get super chats, it really makes me feel like you guys appreciate my time. Melissa, Blues Guy, always send in super chats. We've gotten some random super chats for some people, some nice ones. And, man, it really gets me going. Fartcoin up 17.7%. Is Fartcoin the strongest, like, AI agent coin right now? It might be. Can anybody name an AI agent or agentic network coin? Nah, it needs to be an AI agent because that's the category, right? Cookie DAO, that whole era. Fartcoin came out of that, right? Pakistan saved the day with a tweet and ruined my short. Okay. Were you watching the lifer? Because he longed. I don't know if he did it live, though. It might have been in his group. I did miss the... I was on his show this morning for a brief time, and then I had to take my wife to an appointment. She's pregnant, and I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But I think he called it on the show this morning. Anyways, and it's his model to a T, right? And I'm going to show that in a minute. SPX, if I can stop getting sidetracks, right? SPX 6900 here, up 12%. What other big bubbles we got? Everything else is up good. Remember, it gives us an average percentage, so it's going to be a little lower, right? Where a lot of things are up 10%. Tibber up 15%. Kimono up 13%. That Area AI was up yesterday. It's actually down 15.7%. Says, yeah, I should have longed. I thought the market was going to tank at 8 p.m. Boy, was I wrong. Hey, you never know. You never know. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose it. Hopefully you cut it off. Didn't risk more than you could afford to lose. All that good stuff. I was on the lifer. Yes, he called it. Absolutely, he nailed it. I took the long with him. I was up 50%. I'll talk about it in a minute. So Brett up 12.3%, Deep up 9.3%. Love to see Deep getting a little bit of motion. And we don't usually go farther than the top 300 there. We don't need to go through all 1,000. Now let's go ahead and let me port you over to TradingView so we can take a look at that. TradingView, there you are. Bang, and you can see the range that we already had drawn out. Obviously, this TA was done the other day before I actually did anything. Any trading. All right, let's go to the 4 hour. Crunch this together a little better. So you see we had this ascending triangle. It broke down to the downside. This is 4 hours. So this is covering a lot of time frame, right? And then we had what looks like a double bottom, right? Are we going to get like another shoulder? Possible. I don't really know. But you see the range. We were at the bottom of the range here. If it'll click my tool, we were at the bottom of that range. All right, let's zoom it in and make it bigger because that was very zoomed out. And let's move to the 1 hour so you can really see the lifer sauce here for what it was. You broke up above the 200. You did it here. Now, one thing I got to say is a lot of times, especially on these larger time frames, I notice that a lot of times what it does is you get this like pre-breakup right here. Wow, it is lagging or something. I don't know what's going on. I'll just circle it. Where it broke up and then it went under, right? I usually like to buy the next one, right? I usually don't play the first one. Anyways, then it got above the 200. If you're really bullish, you could play this here. A lot of times I don't even do that. A lot of times I like to wait for it to flag out. So really the real solid play would have been here. And let's see, how did we do on our measured move? I mean, you can't make that stuff up. It's almost perfect on the measured move. Thanks to him, I turned 10 XRP into 100. It was a great day. Love it. Account was definitely going the wrong direction this week. I switched over to Weeks, and I don't like it as much as MEXC, but they kicked me off. I hear you, and I definitely like MEXC Global a lot more. 333 for my fellow lifer, Givers Gain. What's up, Chris? Welcome in, welcome in. And, yeah, so this pretty much did its thing. You had a flag, or a falling wedge, whatever, above the 200 on a nice big time frame like the hour. You will notice that if you correspond here, well, it's not going to draw across platforms there, but if we get it to right where you were down in that wedge, you'll see that your RSI was very low. And let's see if we had any divergence at that time, right? We need to kind of study what was going on here, and you did very much. Let's do it. I already have a line there, so I guess, well, no, you really don't have any divergence there. Let's see. I didn't already look at this part, so I just looking to see if you had any divergence. Doesn't really look like you did unless you take it farther out. Yeah, then I guess you do. All right, I probably wouldn't have moved just based off of divergence. Just the 200, above the 200, patterning out with the 21 above the 200, and it played out, right? Did what it was supposed to do. All right, onward with the show. Let's do our price rundown. Bang, bang, move over. All right. So, with no delay, let's refresh. Make sure we have the latest prices. The overall market cap, $2.5 trillion, up 3.9, call it 4% overall today. Then Bitcoin itself, $71,678. Maybe I picked the wrong day to put why people need crypto to feel exciting again. Huh? Maybe because a little bit of hype today. Ethereum, $2,231. BNB, $615. XRP, $1.36. If we start moving, guys, from this direction, even though we could have a slight pullback, right? A healthy retracement, maybe 786, something like that. But then begin an uptrend. These might be the lowest prices you get. You just have to consider that could be a real thing. Solana, $84.40. Tron, 31 cents. Dogecoin, moving towards 9.5, but call it 9 cents. Cardano, 26 cents. Hyperliquid, $38.52. It's up 5% in the last 7 days. Cardano up 7.7%. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Up 7.7% in the last 7 days. Cardano. Chainlink, $9.21, up 5%. XMR Monero up is $3.41. It is up 2.4%. Canton Network at about 14.5 cents. It's still down overall on the weekly, so it hasn't moved. Zcash got a big move today. $315 is where it's sitting, and it is up 26.8% in the last 7 days, and it's up 25% in the last 24. And Zcash kind of knocked meme core down to 23. It's been 22 the last couple of days. It's at $2.63. Still doing well, up 12% in the last 7 days. Love that for meme core. Avalanche, $9.36. HBAR, $9 basically. SWE, 95 cents. Almost back to $1. Almost no longer on sale. I like SWE under $1 for sure. Campsta says, I'll survive. There you go. I don't know how I missed that. Yep, we continue on, don't we? BitTensor, $334. Let's go down. Let's take a look at Flare before we get going here in the show. And Flare is number 86 by market cap, so it's moved up. I think it was like 82 or 84 yesterday in the top 100. That's what we like to see. We're just checking it out. And let's go to highlights. Take a look at what's trending over here on CoinGecko. We got Zcash. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. If you look at the 7-day above my head here where my cursor is, the mouse cursor that is, you'll see a nice pump on just about everything here. Pudgy Penguins, strongest NFT project in the game right now. I'd have to say so. I mean, man, I haven't seen anything about Bored Ape Yacht Club in a while. Although they look like they're building something cool, I don't know when it's going to be ready. Bitcoin, of course, trending. No surprise there. Manad, shout out to Melissa. SWE, shout out to me because I love SWE. Hyperliquid, Ethereum, Solana, Siren, Pepe getting a move today. Aerodrome, I love that it's getting a move today. Aave, Pax Gold, Caspa getting a move back to 3 cents. Whew. I can't remember exactly where I bought it, but I think it was like at least 7 or 8 cents. If not higher. Got to sip that coffee because I've been going all day with 0 breaks on about 4.5 hours of sleep. Worked hard yesterday too. Got to make up for that weekend where I was away. All right, Venice token VVV is the ticker. And yeah, it's trending today. I like Venice Token. That's one that we should probably take a look at. Melissa, is Venice Token on our list of things that we might want to accumulate during the bear market? If not, please throw it on there. I'm going to make a tab for it. Yeah, it's going to happen. I just got to remember to do it. All right. And we, again, thank God for these pop-ups over on Crypto Rank. Every day they remind me to be grateful that I get to X out of them, right? That I get to be here to minimize a pop-up probably every 25 seconds or so over here on Crypto Rank. That's a lot of fun. Obviously a little tongue-in-cheek, but I'm serious, right? 17 for the Fear and Greed Index. Yesterday was 11. 7 days ago was 8. A month ago was 8. If we come down to this chart, let's put it on the monthly, you'll see that they've been pretty much dragging us through the dirt in the last month. Like, the best thing we've had is like 28 on the Fear and Greed Index. Yeah, 28 was the highest there, and it's just been dismal. So that's usually how the bottom of the bear market feels, right? Let's take a look at that altcoin index. Altcoin index really hasn't moved. It's at 37. It's indecisive. It doesn't know what to do, I guess. And if you click on it, it will tell you what it was yesterday. Let's see what it was yesterday. Crypto Rank, always a little slow. What's up, Reliable J in the house? Running in. Is the Lifer done being live? I see a couple people hopping in. Thank you for showing off those custom emojis. And if you have those custom emojis, that means you are a member of the channel. I can't remember if it's $2 or $3, but it's $2 or $3 a month. And at the end of the stream, we do the members only stream. So if you want to be a part of that members only stream where we play some slots, we do some different things, you're going to need to be a member. Yeah. Let's see. Yesterday it was 37. I was right. Memory like an elephant. Let's go. All right. Let's take a look at what's trending over here. Let's make it the top 20, not the top 10. See if we have any new projects to look at. And yesterday was a 3-hour stream. So who knows what today will be. We do a stream as long as it feels like the stream should be. We don't have a set time, but it's super rare that we have a stream less than an hour and a half. So you know your boy is showing up for you, doing all he can to give you as much information that he can to help you raise that crypto IQ. That is the mission of the channel. Also to build an awesome community where we empower each other and fill the gaps and, find people who are specialized in things that like very certain things, and then they can share with us, and then we can share in the things, and then we just kind of cover the gaps for everybody, and we make one good, well-rounded group. All right, so Vanguard, of course, these are paid advertisements here, which is crazy because $1,200 costs like some actual money. All right, I don't know, I messed it up. Let's not do that. Don't mess it up live when you're streaming. So it looks like they're taking another crack at these Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders. Obviously Bernie Sanders is who they're talking about. There was a lot of these for a while. You had the Joe Biden and stuff, these meme coins. It looks like maybe somebody's strategy was to make this coin and then come over here and promote it. Seems to work. It's up 33% in the last 24 hours. There you go. Solve Protocol, we've been over quite a bit. Nomina based, both perpetual or dexes. Redstone was hot yesterday. Looks like it's holding pretty good. It's still up 7%. We'll have to take a look at that. I got to go back and make it 20. All right, there we go. R2 we've been talking about. Stakestone we've been talking about. See if anything new here. No. Fabric Protocol, Plasma, Perlay. You should kind of know what every single one of these are. First, let's touch on Nomina. Right. So Nomina is an on-chain trading platform with cross-exchange perpetual future aggregation, automated position syncing, and advanced tools. John 316 in the house says Zebekin or ZBCN for the win. Smash the like. Hey, if you've never seen the pre-recorded video that I did, John 316, on who's really behind that project, ZBCN, go check it out. It's not like, oh my God, there's horrible people. That's not what it's about. But it's just getting to know who's behind the project a little bit, so you know kind of who you're believing in to lead you into the promised land. All right, let's look at Redstone, because Redstone was hot yesterday. NW in the house said I made $100K on Tucker Kursalan during the political meme cycle. Good evening. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for sharing that news with us. That's pretty cool. Yeah, some of them were really pumping. I actually don't think I ever heard of that one, but there were so many of them, right? All right, Redstone is a modular oracle for DeFi. I remember it now. We went over it. It got a nice little pump today, right? Let's talk about when this coin came out. Redstone is an older project for sure. And by older, I mean at least back in 2025. The 1st of February 2025, market cap 70 million, been as high as 249 million. And if we hop over to the website, you'll see Redstone acquires Credora, becoming the biggest DeFi rating provider. Looks like you have a merger or a buyout, something like that. The modular blockchain oracle. Modular, very cutting edge. We talk about it in our crypto raising events all the time. How, modular is really the future versus monolithic. Those are the original. Think everything in one chain like Ethereum was. Originally, I think it's shifting to be more modular in nature, but it's still very monolithic at this point even. But a lot of the newer chains are going straight modular, right? Because we have some cutting edge breakthroughs in blockchain technology. Do you know about them? I'm excited. And then, of course, on top of all of that, it's an oracle. It feeds the back end. Why would you buy Redstone? That's the part that you have to dial in. Because at the end of the day, a token is an asset, whatever you want to call it, is got a market cap. How do tokenomics work? Understand tokenomics, very important. I can help explain that to you, whether in private if you join the Discord, link in the description, link in the chat, or if you say something in the chat, I'll try to help you out. But my point is, no matter how good the project, we need to understand how it's going to do really well marketing so that people want to buy it, and price goes up of the asset itself. The market cap goes up because people buy the coin, or the company itself is using some kind of amount of money that they have maybe in their white paper or their tokenomics that they're bringing in, that they're making money as a company in the back end, and they're doing a buyback. They're burning tokens. Like, what are they doing? They need to have some kind of function that's going to tell me, hey, this is going to become deflationary in some manner or way, and the price is going to go up for it. All right, I hope that makes sense to everybody. But oracles are, what do you think of when you think of an oracle? Probably Chainlink. Chainlink's the most interoperable, well-known. Thank goodness for these pop-ups to exit out of. Probably the most well-known oracle in the game. So why you would use Redstone over, Chainlink? I know a lot of times they do different things. They feed different types of data. I don't know if Chainlink's got everything under wraps. Let's talk about R2 because it's hanging out here. Of course, somebody's going to say R2D2 because it's very hard not to say it when you read it like that. R2 is a DeFi protocol offering R2 USD. It is a stablecoin backed by yield generating real estate, or generating real assets, right? Sorry. I thought it was real estate, but it just says real assets. All right, so real world assets, I assume, is what they're getting at there. It's only been out for a short period of time. It's done nothing but go low at this point. It's done nothing but dump. The 30th of March, 2026, it's under 500,000. It's only been as high as 4.3 million. It's not the most exciting thing, but who knows? Maybe at some point it's going to bang. Let's launch the app. And it seems very this gives me more of an older generation, older group kind of vibe, right? Maybe a little more, I don't want to say legitimate, but sophisticated. And you'll see their APYs and their vaults. If you go to dashboard, they've changed it on me. It was right in the front. Here we are. They have an R2 reserve. It's only 3.5 APY. But Blues Guy always points out, probably less risk. And R2 Prime, 7.5 APY. That seems to be a higher APY for you. Blues Guy says, bro, no, I won't. I promise. Oh, okay. I was reading that like those were both Blues Guy. That was actually Melissa. It says not Chainlink. Flare's better. Of course, not saying that because I'm bullish, so bullish. But the FTSO on Flare is pretty amazing. Not taking anything out of Link. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I don't know as much. I don't know a lot about either one of them. Like, I know what Chainlink is. I've been around it for a long time. I've gone over it several times. But it's not something I'm super, like, excited about and remembering all the little details, right? So Stakestone, let's talk about it. Stakestone had a nice run. That's all we have to say about it. It didn't hold any of the evaluation here. Let's throw it on the weekly. You can see it make a lot more sense. A couple of things to say here. You know, a saying that a really good person at TA, he used to be on in the morning on another show, and he would always say, that which wicked will get candlesticked, right? And I think what the whole point of what he's trying to say is when something wicks to a certain price, it's saying that there's a willingness in the market. If you understand how the trading and the stuff goes, with you have to have a buy and sell on both sides. Like, there's a willingness in the market to go to that price. And then a lot of times it comes right down, and that's what creates a wick. But he'd always say that which wicks gets candlesticked. And if we were to maybe believe something so crazy as that, then this might not be a horrible play right now, because it came right back down. So you're in this range, and that's what it's always done. Like, it really hasn't done anything all that crazy. I guess you could call it a double bottom, but its measured move was nothing like the wick that you got. I think that there was some news about it being acquired or taken over or something of that nature. There was a little bit of news around Stakestone, and it pumped like crazy. Right now you could get it at 13 cents. There is a possibility that it goes back to like $1.85. Like, just throwing that out there. You don't have to use a lot of money, right? You could take $15. You could take $20, buy some Stakestone, and see what the heck it does. Right as I said that, in the back of my head, I feel like I own some Stakestone somewhere, like a tiny bit. I don't know why, but I just like briefly remembered STO, buying STO token. I don't know. Maybe it's a false memory. Maybe it's from all the times I've gone over it. Not sure. Chainlink is also pretty cool. Maybe not as cool. I had to put my 2 cents out there for flair. Of course, Blues Guy, you're just doing your thing, brother. Welcome, and thank you for being here. Yes, Underground, I see you saying that wick. Oh, yeah. That wick. That witch wick. Oh, all right. He went there. Chainlink, created by Sergey Nazarov. There's a Colt who thinks he is Satoshi because their names are both SN, and he lines up in the Satoshi timeline. True that. I've heard that. Definitely heard that theory. We're caught up on the chat. It says, hey, Blues. But anyways, here's the theory, right? Here's the theory. Take $10, put really low leverage. If you're going to do it spot, you can do it spot, right? When I was originally saying $10 or $15, it's just a thought. Just buy it spot and let it go to $1.80, right? That's quite a few multiples that you're getting there, right? See what happens. On the other hand, you could take $5 or $10, throw it on 5x. Make sure your stop loss is like well under this double bottom here, like well under it, right? Like don't put it here, you know, try to get it more like here. Well, that's in the negative, so as close to zero as you can. Like it's really there, right? Interesting. But anyways, I might have to play with that and see if we can get $10 to run up to something nice. Because how many multiples? Somebody in the chat, Blues Guy, Melissa, somebody do some math for me. How many X's is it from, you know, and you could do rough numbers. Say from 13.5 cents to $1.80. And let me know how many multiples, or just give me a percentage of how much gain that is, because that could be there. While we're talking about kind of crazy gains here, let me duplicate this. And I want to talk about this Just token. Melissa, did you catch it? Oh, it's JUSD is what it is. Very interesting token. Okay, it's not giving me the right one. I don't know what is going on. What is the ticker? I had it up. I thought it was just JUSD on Tron. Yeah, that's definitely not going to work. All right. I think it's just. Oh, here it is. I found it. It's USDJ. I was putting the J ahead of it. Anyways, it did the thing again. I'm not sure. I was not quick enough. It seems to do this a lot. I have no idea if you can take advantage of it. You must not be able to take advantage of it. That's the only thing I can think, because its 24-hour trading volume is like 100. But it keeps doing these insane numbers and dropping down. It literally dropped down to like 2 cents. And then it went back to 50 cents, from 2 cents to 50 cents. But the volume is so low, it just doesn't make any sense. There's got to be people buying and cashing out. Like $100, that makes no sense. Anyways, I digress. It says 10x. Yeah, it did it again. It's about a 7x. Blue Sky says 10x. Oh, well, now I'm not sure, 10 or 7. Yeah, again, it's a 7 or 10x. You do that with $10. You turn it into 100. You take your $10 back, and then you deploy your 90 somewhere else and try to grow it. That's a smart way to try to start from nothing and get something moving, right? Anyways, and then again, if you got a 10x or a 7x on 2 to 5x leverage, that's significantly more x's, right? You do the math. Depends on what you pick. Anyways, we were talking about this yesterday. I thought it was interesting. It's on the Tron ecosystem. It is a stable coin. I don't know what kind of stable coin drops 10x and, up and down and up and down and up and down. That part's kind of crazy to me, right? But for whatever reason, it does this. I don't know if you're able to take advantage of it. The little bit of research we did yesterday, you are able to buy this on the Tron, whatever exchange you use for Tron. I started digging into it and I never finished, but I just wanted to say that we may be digging into that more in the members only part of the stream. Let's move on. So Stakestone, STO should already be on our list of things that we might want to buy a little bit of. Exit out of those. So Superform is yield. It's up now to 10 million in market cap. It does continue to go up, so that's looking good. Katana. Yeah, now is the time to start thinking about some of those positions. Layer 0, now we have Layer 3. Layer 3 is a platform that enables anyone to discover and rediscover Web 3. So if you've already discovered it, you can also discover it again. Just like humans discovered North America, right? Like some humans discovered it, and then we discovered it again. All right, maybe that was a reach. 29th of July, 2024. Had a nice run up to, I don't know, somewhere in the 15-cent range as the highs there. And then it's been nothing but down from there, kind of with that double bottom. Almost kind of looks like BTC's double bottom there. It's actually been around a lot longer than I thought it had been, but the disparity between the market cap and the previous all-time high market cap's really not that bad. 20 million, been as high as 88 million. All things considered, that's not so bad. Let's go to their website. Actually, I kind of want to see what ecosystem are they in. Oh, a lot of ecosystems. Wow. Well, they are a layer 3, right? If you know what a layer 3 is, it makes sense that they'd be in a ton of ecosystems, but good job on them. We call that interoperability, and they have tags like digital identity and quest platform. All right. Let's go to the website. Layer 3 is actually a cool site to find airdrops. They are a website just for that. They have tasks and quests. Yeah. That's kind of what I was getting from it. Discover on-chain finance with one app. Let's get started, they say. I don't want to sign up for anything. Just want to see the Web3 version of what they got going on. Log in. Can I use a MetaMask? Let's go. Yep, you can use MetaMask. That's cool. Or you can use Google, all of that kind of stuff. You can learn. It says free to use. How about raising that crypto IQ? You can learn all kinds of different things. Maybe we'll mess with this a little bit. Crypto foundations, NFTs on chains, Lena discovery, ecosystem discovery, DeFi essentials, security, and best practices. Cool stuff. Discover and earn. Get started. I don't know. That's all it has. Get started. Learn crypto through curated lessons at your own pace and mint cube. as proof of your progress at no cost. I don't know if that's actually a currency with a value. Got rewards. Yeah, this looks like a very interesting website. It has a lot of stuff going on. Again, if you know what Web3 is, this all would kind of make a little more sense to you. They have the EVM, and then if you toggle over here, you got Solana as well. So they have both ecosystems. They have a trade as well. It's more of a swap is actually what it looks like. Like, it's not like a perpetual DEX kind of trading. It's more like swapping and holding spot at that point. All right, grow layer 3, launch activation. I don't know what that is. We could get really deep into the sauce here. Not going to do it. Not going to do it right this second. Let's move on. Looks pretty cool, though. And again, it's been as high as about 15 cents. It's chilling right now at about a penny and a half. So there you go. Is the time now that we might be able to catch some upside again? It's not going to be straight up parabolic. Most likely. It could be, but it's most likely. I mean, they've held us down for so long that if we did have a really like straight up explosive, I wouldn't be surprised to a point, and then kind of level off, like maybe get back to like 85 or 90,000 and then level off. The reason why I wouldn't be surprised is because that would just absolutely mess retail up, right? They thought they were in a bear market. They thought they were going lower. This is how Bitcoin always does. I hope y'all are listening. This is how Bitcoin always does some kind of move that makes sure that the average retail person doesn't get in. That's what they do. Like, we're in a bear market. We're going down. We made an ascending triangle. We fell down some more. We're going sideways. Everything looks pretty bearish. And then all of a sudden you just start pumping parabolically. And people were looking for 30,000, you know, just like last market, we went to 15,000. People were looking for 10,000, 8,000. People were setting buy orders in those areas, really, really convicted that we were going there. And then we didn't. Just saying. It's very possible we don't go to those heights. And everybody thought we were going to get the next leg down. And don't get me wrong, could be a dead cat bounce. You don't want to get overexcited and overextend yourself. But if you buy a little bit at different lows, when you run into a bear market, they're all going to be up significantly. And if we go lower, you just deploy a little bit more capital. That is my opinion, never financial advice. All right, we are on top of the chat tonight. Let me tell you a little story about crypto. And actually, first, let me show this off. Obviously, we already went and looked at Bitcoin. This is a lot more zoomed in. We turned $10 into $14.92. I guess there was a little fee with it. I sold about here. I wanted to see if we were going to get a little more movement. But as soon as I wanted to get at least 50%, not including the fee. And looks what's going on. This is on the 15-minute. You're coming down. You're flagging out. You're going to touch the 21. I would like to see if we really touch the 21 and start bumping up. Stochastic RSI is reset on the 15. From there, I like to go to the hour. And the hour is still super high. It's super far away. I would expect maybe some pullback. Very possible. The 4 hour super far away. But the 4 hour is closing a candle with a tweezer top above the 4 hour. Probably, just my opinion, maybe go with the hour over the 4 hour here. Probably a nice short, right? Nice short down. And so, since we're playing with absolutely nothing, let's speculate on that idea, right? All right, we need to be on a market order. Let's see. Okay, we're on leverage. I wish I knew how much money I was deploying. Amount in USD. Can we do $3? Minimum order is $7. Well, it's on leverage, so I mean, we gotta be. See, the thing is, the amount in USD on weeks is weird because it's counting the leverage. Like, I'm not just like, I just want to deploy $3, right? No, you got to do it with the leverage. So let's say $10. Amount 0.0. Yeah, it just messes me up here. Okay, there we go at the bottom where it says cost. So we're going to take $2.33. Let's see on the short where our liquidation would be. it would be at 77,400. That is a heck of a move. We will go ahead and open short on 12x leverage. Nothing crazy. We're really looking to pick up like another $2-3, right? But that would be significant after we just picked up like $4 or $5. Pick up another $3. We'd almost double the account at that point. We'd be up like 75%. So I'm hoping to ride this short back down. The price will come down and this will come up. They'll meet somewhere around there, and that's basically where I'm looking to take my profit, unless it goes insane, goes parabolic. At that point you're done. I should probably set a stop loss. Let's set a stop loss at, say, 74,000. Stop loss. Trigger 74,000. At that point, I would lose 73 cents. Can we live with? I think I could live with that. Actually, I'll even make it 500 there. There, we'll lose 88 cents if that happens. Bang. We're already up 2 cents on this. Let's let it cook, guys. Let's let it cook. All right, now I want to tell you a crypto story. That was the news. We're going to go over the news. Always trying to do the best I can to give you guys the most information. And it was a lot of fun playing slots in the members last night. With our free dollar, we hit like $30 and actually got to play for a long time. But we didn't get to seal the deal. But we saved a couple of dollars so we could play a little bit more today. Shout out to all my members who stick around to the end of the stream. All right. So as you know, the topic of tonight and the topic of the week, we do a series of the week. If you're new here for some reason, it's usually all regulars. He says, that looks really cool. You doing this underground. It helps tremendously, my man. Hey, thanks for saying that. So we're talking about kind of emotional intelligence and the emotional things that people go through. That's what's kind of the theme of this week. It makes sense in the bottom of a bear market to talk about the psychological aspects of a bear market and the emotions and how people think they're really rational and logical, and they're not. Blues guy's trying to say something. Crypto Quentin in the house. What's up, my man? I love when new people hop in and then like my count of who's on here goes down. It makes no sense. I don't believe what it tells me at all. How are we tonight, man? We are doing great. How are you doing? I mean, the market's got a little bit of a pump. It's not exciting yet, but it's hinting at maybe some excitement to come. I'm all for it. I'm just going to continue raising my crypto IQ, and it's going to pay off that compounding effect. Welcome in, welcome in. He says, UG, promise next time you are up $30 on $2, take half and save it for the next day, perhaps. It's not a bad idea, for sure. It's just that when you hit a big one, usually they run you down 50-60% of your money before you get another big hit if you're going up. That's just how it goes. So if you did that, you might not get to play very much, but I don't know. That's just not my strategy, but who knows? We could do that. If you throw in some money, like if people put money in, I'm up for changing my strategy, but I do kind of have my tried and true way. It's how I make money. You're gambling. Let's all remember that. You're playing slots. You are gambling. So what worked yesterday might not work today. Anyways, let's talk about it. So emotional intelligence and the way it goes here. In crypto, Mosa says hello. Oh, she's talking to Crypto Quentin. And then it's not easy to stop. I get it, bro. Yeah, it's more of like, yeah, it's not easy to stop, of course, because you want to keep playing, but also like I hit so many times I get down to like, well, we got down to 40 cents last night before we hit like another like, what, like $13, just the way that the game goes. All right, crypto has a feeling to it. Let's get into it before I get sidetracked again. If you've been around long enough, you know exactly what I mean. There are moments where the whole space feels alive. Like it feels like it's coming to life, but we never know. We get teased a lot and then it just drops back down. All it takes right now is Bitcoin to drop down like a good, 4,000 or 5,000 from here, and people just pretty much throw their hands up in the air and be like, all right, it's over. Charts are running, timelines are moving, narratives are forming, people are posting with energy again. And when crypto feels like that, people start to lock in and they care again. Hopefully you will listen to what we talked about last night because it goes with this perfectly. They pay attention, they care again, they start believing that maybe something big is about to happen, right? Get their hopes up. FOMO starts kicking in. Then there are the other phases, the quiet ones, the slow ones, the ones where nothing feels obvious, nothing feels urgent, and nothing really hits emotionally. And in those phases, a lot of people just don't lose interest, they lose connection, right? That's why we're trying to keep this connection going here and build this community up. Because if we're being honest, a lot of people are not just attached to crypto as an idea. This is crucial. I love that we went into this tonight, right? Because they're attached to the feeling crypto gives them when it feels alive. The high, if you will. The anticipation, the momentum, the possibility, the emotional charge of it all, the hope that you might have that you can make a lot of money out of a little bit of money, because it does happen. And when that disappears, so does a lot of their attention, right? They start to get that feeling in their stomach pit where they realize that maybe it's just not going to happen for them. And they were so excited, kind of crushes their spirit, ruins their attention. And that's why this matters, because once you realize that a lot of people are not reacting for information, they don't want to raise their crypto IQ, they're reacting for stimulation. Then you start to understand the market very differently. And you start seeing why so much participation shows up only after the energy comes back. Something we're really trying to change at this channel, right? We are really trying to change that whole paradigm to the best of our ability of people just getting duped, making the emotional decision over and over and over. Now, for a lot of people, right? That's just not going to happen. Very few people are going to show up and really take it seriously, but the ones that do, I don't think you're going to regret it. Time will tell, though. Time tells all. Let's see. Kind of feels like a fake pump, but I don't know. And there's a high chance that it is, right? But it could be a bottom. We never know. What I'm trying to say here is people a lot of times, if they have capital to deploy, they don't buy in increments, right? At good timings when we make local bottoms. Like this feels like a local bottom, that double bottom there, and we pump up out of it. They start buying when we get a big of a pump, and then we go down for another leg. Now, they might do all right, of course, when they hold long term and we have another bear market and things go up considerably past where they are now. But my point is, a lot of people will wait. They're like, oh, we're going to get to 30,000. Oh, we're going to get to 35,000. Oh, maybe I'll buy a little bit at 38,000, right? I'll start buying. But then we never go to 38,000. The same way I watch so many people talk about 8,000 and 10,000, they were going to just load up last market, and we dropped, from like 20 something down to like, a little bit above 15,000, a little bit above the low of that bear market. And people were swearing when it got to 8 and 10, they were going to sell their house, their car, their boat. Like they were going to get in at 8 and 10,000. And we never went there. There was a ton of people on crypto in crypto YouTube, at that time, on social media, Twitter, all that, telling people, just wait. We're going to 8, 10,000. That's going to be where you want to buy. And they never went there. And I swear Bitcoin always pulls those kind of moves. Wherever you're pretty confident, like a lot of people were very confident we're going to 30,000 or 35,000, maybe more confident. And there's a high chance that we never go there. It's all emotional based. And that's what we're talking about, how to manage those emotions and be aware of the emotional cycle. Now, I'll say, as somebody who's traded a lot, you think you're very aware of your emotional cycle, and you will slip up. It takes that repetitive practice to even have a shot and not messing up by doing the emotional thing that, by the way, with the news, with the media, also, they set you up to do the emotional thing. They're playing, most people, they're playing you like a fiddle. And to be 1,000% honest, in my opinion, it's not crypto. It's not just crypto. It's not limited to crypto. It's stocks. It's everything. It's housing markets, economies, political banter, like all of it. It's all of it. They're doing it everywhere. They're taking advantage of your emotions. So keep that in mind, right? Emotions, energy in motion. It's all about managing it right. There you go. Trading ain't for bipolars. Hey, that is true. Kind of hard to not buy when it's in extreme fear. Hey, that's how I feel, Cryptic Quentin. Be watching that fear and greed index. That's why we go over it every day. I haven't gone heavy yet, though, just DCAing smaller amounts here and there. And if it takes off and you miss the best opportunities, at least you bought a little bit, right? You're not going to ever be mad that you got at least a little bit in. And that's the power of at least buying a little bit at different points. Now, we're not going to do all these right now. I'm just going to read the first one, first title. A lot of people don't just want crypto. They want the feeling it gives them. That's the topic of the night, right? So not just crypto IQ, but also like crypto emotional IQ, right? Like we're going deeper in the sauce. Let's talk about some news though, right? So what do we got on the news docket for today? I just pulled it. I didn't read it yet, so I'm doing it with you. 1000% right underground. Everything is everywhere. Exactly. Low frequencies are prone to attack on your level of emotional energy. I'll give you guys a little bit of a nugget that if you can understand this, will really help you out a lot in life. Everything has a core philosophical meaning, or what's the word that I want to use here? Because I want people to get it. Principle. There's a core principle behind something. And a lot of times what we see when it's explained to us is just the surface, right? Because we don't understand the topic maybe very well. We don't go deep with it because we just don't fully grasp it on surface value. When we hear it, we read it, something like that. You have to actually spend some time with it to understand the core philosophical, or just a core principle. Let's make it simple. Just a core principle of something, right? And if you focus on the core principles of stuff, you'll be able to apply the knowledge that you learn in multiple facets of life, even if you learned it somewhere like, say, financial sectors. Maybe you learned emotional intelligence by trading. Well, you can go put those emotional intelligence in other places. If you can see in the charts in real time in the market, if you can see how the news media is using FUD, news articles, to push you around, then maybe you might be able to understand and see how people in your work, people in your environment, maybe even people in your household are pushing you around based off of your emotions. They know you, they know your buttons, they know what you respond to, they know what you like, you dislike, and they know how to move you around to where they want you. Manipulation 101, it's going on everywhere. But my point here is that focus on core principles and see how it doesn't change your life. Sit down for 15 minutes and actually think those thoughts through and focus on what are the core principles of something, especially if you're trying to get better at it. Now let's talk about some news. You never know what you're going to get here on Underground Crypto, right? We're underground for a reason, right? Because we're free. We're free to talk about whatever we want to talk about and hang out and be crypto family more than just like buy something from me or whatever. I don't even really sell anything on here except for maybe my membership. Bitcoin price touched 70,000 as ETFs inflow signals. They've been talking about it for weeks over on Twitter and stuff. It's continuing. Now it seems to be more momentum going on. Did I just said the same thing twice? LOL. Hey, there you go. Say it a third time. CME Group to offer 24/7 crypto derivatives trading May 9th, adding Avalanche and SWI contracts. I love how they're going to act like this is exciting. You know how many people who have pretty much ignored all of the cryptocurrency markets because they're traditional traders. Maybe they're in their 50s, maybe they're in their 60s. I don't blame them, right? They don't get it. And a lot of them do, but there's plenty of them that don't. My point is, when these people start actually offering what we've been used to having for years, they're going to act like this is amazing and brand new. And oh my God, you can trade markets 24/7. And it's going to be like, to the rest of us who are deep in the sauce, all 8 of us who are here, it's going to feel like, yeah, duh, you're a little late to the party, but we welcome you in anyways, right? That's what adoption's all about. So the SEC close to putting out regulation for crypto. Fundraising questions, Chair Atkins says. Polygon to activate a hard fork this week for faster finality. I don't know what is that? How do you I don't even want to try to say that. Why do they do this to me? You guys say it in your head at home, but yeah, all right, it's messing me up. Polygon to have a hard fork, right? Because they want faster finality. Polygon, from from my investment in Polygon at around 30 cents, not so great. My use of Polygon as a service, why I keep messing up Polygon, I have no idea. As a service, has been great. Like, I've used it several times. It's definitely lower fees. It was one of the first options before many other things that I found anyway to have lower fees over on Ethereum. And it did what it was supposed to do, but the price never really took off like I hoped for. I think I still hold that Polygon I bought at 30 cents, and it's probably lower right now. I don't know what it's at. Crypto scams cost American $11.4 billion in 2025, FBI says. Article from CoinDesk. I always want to say this too when we talk about scams in crypto. Lately, it's been a lot of targeting of the Bitcoin ATMs. To the point where, like, they're trying to run news stories in your local news, and then also, like, which I think is cool for, you know, awareness. Maybe a lot of old people watch those local news channels, and so yeah, give them awareness if somebody's trying to do that to you. But like, the part that I hate is they act like those scams, people calling on your phone, telling you some nonsense. You're an old person, you're senile, I don't know, and getting money out of you. They keep acting like it's a new thing. Like, just because there's crypto ATMs at, you know, the gas station, now all of a sudden they can scam you. It's like, no, they've been scamming you through your credit cards, your social security numbers, pretending to be your bank, pretending to be anybody, right? Your credit card company, pretending to be your phone provider. Like, they just call you, and they call old people, and they pretend to be, you know, anything you want. They provide very basic information, and people fall for it. These scams are not new. I just get really sick of this whole narrative that it's like, oh, now you can get scammed as an old person because there's a Bitcoin ATM at your local gas station. That's crazy. I digress, right? I go on my little rants. I do. Spot Bitcoin ETF report. Largest single day inflow in 6 weeks, worth $471 million. So there you go. Spot Bitcoin ETFs. They give us a number for it, and we're not going to spend a ton of time. Actually, I did want to look at this. So there are two separate policy angles getting attention today. The SEC chair, Paul Atkins, which I tend to like. I don't know a ton about him, but for so far, since he's been there, I've liked him. Said the agency is close to putting out a crypto fundraising framework tied to exemptions, regulation crypto style guidance. There are also fresh attentions on a possibility of a crypto safe harbor style proposal moving through review. That doesn't mean clarity is here, of course not. It's way too early for that. They're going to milk the heck out of the lack of clarity, just like they've been doing for a long ass time. But it does mean policy is back in the center of the narrative. Hey, it's a move in the right direction. We'll see what the heck comes out of it. Seeing XRP here, not everybody. Okay, there's a lot of people, your classic XRP riddlers and stuff like that on social media saying, the repricing of XRP is somehow going to be built into the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act's about stable coins and stuff. It's highly unlikely. I hope nobody's buying into much of that. He says, hey, it's your channel. Do your thing. No apologize for ranting. LOL, you're allowed. Hey, I appreciate that. And I don't know if anybody could stop me anyways. I'm pretty bullheaded like that. Maybe that's why I love when the chart goes up, because I'm always bullish. I mean hard-headed. That's what I mean. XRP is showing relative strength in fund flows. According to the fund flows, XRP led recent crypto investment inflows. Maybe XRP seems a little bit more like it hasn't already had the explosive moves. Maybe it looks cheaper. Maybe a lot of people don't understand tokenomics, stuff like that, right? XRP's $1.36 right now. Bitcoin's, 71,000 something. Ethereum's at least $2,230 when we looked at it. My memory serves me right. Anyways, ETH lagged more than bulls probably like. Transition. XRP is punching above its weight in institutional products interest right now. Let's go. That's one of my favorite bags, right? And again, you buy during the bear market. I started buying it around 50 cents. It dropped as low as 20 cents. I bought some more. Now we're here. It's $1.36 even in the maybe the bottom of this bear market. $1.36 still holding gains. Maybe we go to $5 or $6 in the next bull run on a more conservative number, right? Polygon is upgraded this week. I'm sure everybody's real excited. Solana apparently went on a little bit of a tear. That's what they were saying in Bankroll's tab. Don't sleep on the tab in the Discord where Bankroll is hanging out. And I guess I'm gonna have to go tell him myself, like, come to the stream, dude. What's going on? Solana is leaning hard into security and agentic payments. Okay, just throwing this out there. If Solana is leaning hard into security and agentic payments, and X402 protocol is the perfect narrative for micropayments with AI agents, aka being able to really dial and pay exactly for the service you're using. It's kind of like the difference between having like a music, streamer, say Spotify, just as an example, and paying with, a subscription per month, or you have your AI agent paying specifically an amount per song, maybe even dialed into the actual song and how popular it is, that kind of thing. But anyways, it's micropayments for very specific things to just do something, right? And not paying subscription, stuff like that. X402 protocol, don't sleep on it. I think today we are going to deep dive, right? Just what are the biggest projects in the X402 protocol as a tab, maybe on CoinGecko. We're going to do that. The Solana Foundation launched a new ecosystem security initiative called Stride, and there's also buzz around Solana's messaging about becoming a leading network for agentic payments. I hope they do it, and I hope some of those AI agent coins that I bought come back to life and they don't just go to the graveyard and new coins pop up, mostly for the sake of the money I invested in it. It wasn't a crazy amount, but it wasn't nothing either. It wasn't $100. It was more than that. That combo matters because Solana's current positioning is shifting from fast chain to consumer app and AI payment rail production grade infrastructure. Cool. Yeah, scams are still absolutely brutal. Who would have thought? The sleeping narrative, though, is forming around the quantum risk. I've been sitting here telling you about it. We were talking about it a month ago. We talked about it probably 2-3 months ago. We probably talk about it at least once a month, even before anybody started all this rhetoric that at some point they're going to use this narrative. We were just talking about understanding the core principles of something, maybe understanding emotional intelligence and understanding how they push you around with narratives and news stories and into the direction. Is there a real quantum computing risk? I have no idea. I mean, it's been a while since I really looked into it. Quantum computers have to be kept very cooled, very chilled. Most of them are built by governments, to my understanding, in very cold regions, right? Like the Arctic or something. And governments mostly have them. So how many average modern day people, bad actors, have real quantum computers? I don't know. But they are going to push this narrative and do something. You already see plenty of projects. We looked at a project yesterday that said it was quantum resistant. There you go. And it says, renewed concern that quantum computing could eventually threaten cryptographic assumptions. Here's the really interesting part, is that there's already crypto projects saying they're quantum proof. I don't even know. I don't even know how you would know if that is legit. They could just say they're quantum proof and people could just run over there and then they totally get rugged. How do we know how far a quantum computer can actually go? I don't know. That's a good thing. That's a good thought, in my opinion. X402, he said, is rapidly developing with key projects, including AIN, Pay AI, and IEGEN, or Engine, I think it's supposed to be. I like IEGEN. IEGEN Cloud, yep. The protocol supported by giants like Coinbase, Cloudflare, yep. And so which one of those is really going to get the boom? The X402 protocol focusing on AI agent, micropayments, there you go. And what is X402? All right, for a long time, it doesn't show it right now at the top of mine, but it was HTTP, whatever, / www, like it was the beginning, right? It was in the code for your internet. I think it came out in 1992 or 1990. I think it was 1993 it came out. So it's just a reintegration of using it on this web, Web 3 or the internet built on top of the internet. Hopefully I'm not losing you here. Probably. But either way, it's not a new idea. It's a new way to use it with our new technology. Sui and AVAX are getting extra attention I love that, right? Because of the CME derivative expansion news, both SWE and AVAX are getting more chatter than usual. This doesn't automatically mean they moon, but it does mean traders are watching them and seriously as institutional accessibility improves. Yeah, let's run that SWE up. I don't own much AVAX. Anybody here own a lot of AVAX? Or a lot of SWE for that matter? And we're pretty much done with this. I'm not going to go through every little bit of it. Crypto policies, yep, timeline. AI and crypto is quietly hanging in there. It still seems to be some of the biggest narrative here. All right, cool. So that is the news section of the night. Let's check on that short that we did. And the short is still up around 2 cents. Absolutely nothing crazy, but we need to get it to a smaller time frame here. We need at least the 15-minute. Is it going to bounce heavy when it hits that 21, or is it going to fall through that 21? That's what we really want to see on the 15-minute here. Obviously, you can see this falling wedge. We shall pay attention to that. It's bottomed out, right? It has bottomed out. But it can kind of go, it can go down while the RSI goes up. Don't forget that. It can dump while the RSI slowly trends up. And that's how you know it's going to dump even more. Or it'll stay. Here's what will actually normally happen is you'll stay like sideways and not really do much. And then the 21 will come up. And then this will slowly trend back up. Even though you never got like a big price movement at all. And then once this gets topped out and you didn't go anywhere, it'll just roll over, right? And let's go ahead and pull, I hate they don't have the back button here. Let's go ahead and pull that Fibonacci on the range here and see what would make sense as a 786 retracement, or think it as 78% fear. From the top. Bang, I like to pull from the impulse here. And a 786 retracement. Oh, they're not going to have it. This is not my actual trading view, right? Oh, no, they do have the 786. All right. That's awesome. Is about 69,351. So you would fall quite a bit. And that's basically, I mean, look, your 786, if you look at it, is basically your 200. You know, you could fall right through this 21, back down to the 200 before moving up. Then you can make an M and roll over again. It is day by day, right? That's why I like to look at what the charts show and not get too carried away on this, that, or the other. Did I lock that? It's annoying. All right. Get rid of all this artwork here. I mean, TA. See what's going on in this chat real quick. Don't hold AVAX or SWE, no. RSI still high on the 1 hour. Yeah, for sure. I'm short, by the way. Just to be 100% clear on that. I'm short. I'm up to 3 cents now. We just opened it live on the stream a minute ago. I'm not sure if you were here yet, Cryptic Quentin, but I think you might have been. All right, so let's do our Robinhood testnet stuff. We'll refresh this. You grab that coffee and stay caffeinated. I am running off about 4.5 hours of sleep, but I am amped. So, all right, there we go. It was like not loading. Can only do it once every 24 hours. You need 0 more minutes before you can actually do it. Okay, it's been 24 hours. Keeps giving me the notification. I don't actually need this. I just like to do it live to show everybody. You go to the faucet, you collect. I still have plenty of money in my actual faucet. Let's go ahead and GM. We're just creating transactions here. For anybody who doesn't understand, we're just creating transactions. I went over it yesterday. Let's see if I can do it really quick and briefly. I know it's repetitive for some people, but there might be a new person here. A testnet is the developers developing a network, right? It's in testnet though, so they can go ahead and get rid of any bugs and anything that would really be a problem in mainnet. Maybe it'll make them look bad because they're kind of giving their stamp on a mainnet and saying, all right, we're ready. And if they're not ready, that could look bad on the project. It could actually severely hurt the project overall. Anyways, so they want you and just people to come help run up a bunch of transactions just to stress test the network. And they give you an incentive out of a pool of money they have set aside. They give you an incentive for being a part of it. That's what an airdrop basically is. Now, you can do airdrops for other things. You could set up an airdrop however you want to set up an airdrop, whatever your parameters are. Maybe you tell people, maybe you don't, whatever. But generally, this has been the idea. So a lot of times people say, well, why would they give away a bunch of money for free in an airdrop? Well, they're not. They're not giving a bunch of money away for free. You contributed to their development. They're going to make money off of the main net. There's going to be fees and stuff. They're going to recoup those funds over time. They're just paying people who participated so that if they do other stuff in the future, just in general, the whole industry, people participate and it helps them out greatly. Let's see. Yeah, I opened up a 40x short at 72K. Nice. I'm up 26% right now. That's awesome. I kept the leverage light. I had like $10 left in my trading on weeks. We threw it in the long. We're up 50%. We sold it. We made $5. 50% is great on $10, let me tell you. And then we're going to short it back down to the 21 on at least the 1 hour, if not the 4 hour. That's the game plan. We got to stop loss and play. And then really we're looking for the next flag and the next big move to the upside. That's what we're really looking for. And today's Tuesday. So there you go. Says, you got this, bro. You don't need to sleep. Hey, there you go. He says, kidding. That's cool. Underground, you smart. Hey, I appreciate you. All right. So this is what we're mostly doing for the Robinhood testnet here. Now, we did find this other exchange here where we can, and again, it's all in testnet. So none of this stuff is necessarily real. We're just using the faucet money. And we're just going to take stuff in Robinhood. You can select your network. We got ARC. We're also doing the ARC airdrop. Now, if you're not sure how to get started in any of this, well, NW has been a huge help. I just want to highlight NW because without him, I wouldn't be even doing this. I've been around a lot of this stuff, but I just never really got into it. And he really set me a nice list of exactly what to do, right? And showed me some people to follow. So I just want to say, NW, you're the man for that. I appreciate you. Now, anyways, if you go to the Discord, link in the description. If you don't know where to go to the Discord, it's in the chat. There is a tab that's airdrop and an airdrop chat. You can ask for help specifically with the airdrop chat. Me or NW or somebody will get back to you. Melissa, Robinhood. I'm reading it off of here. Blues guy, Melissa, me, NW. Somebody will get back to you. And in the other one, you can't chat, right? But it has like a literal step-by-step list of what to do with the links to do it. Just so you know. All right, let's do some swapping here. I think we were doing like a 0.0005. Is that right? I mean, you just want to use a tiny amount. And we're swapping it from ETH to USDC, I guess. I guess that's what we're doing. I'm cool with it. Doesn't bother me. It's on the Robinhood network. And again, I just copy it so I can easily do it multiple times. We're just doing this to basically burn up some of those testnet tokens and make lots of transactions, right? We deploy smart contracts on GM. We GM on GM. Imagine that. And then we do some swaps over here on this Synthra. And there's probably some other ones you can do. We're just creating transactions. All right. I won't say it again, guys. I won't say it again. Says, hell yeah, bro. LOL. Hey, that's what's up. I hope it plays out well. I hope that we're glad that we did it. If you don't do it and you watch me do it and I get nothing out of it in, I don't know, a year's time or something, you'll say, I'm glad I didn't do that. If I make, I don't know, some amount of money that's significant to you, you know, I can make $1,000 and think that was significant, and then you could be like, that's peanuts, bro. That was a waste of time. It's all perspective. It's all opinion, right? If you live in like India or Afghanistan, and you get $1,000 USD airdrop off of something like this, you hit it big. So it's all perspective. But anyways, I do it for the sake of the channel and the love of crypto, and we'll see. Time tells all. All right, so we did that 3 times. Boom. Now we're going to go back to our on-chain GM. If you haven't figured it out, this is the airdrop section. It grows as we add more airdrops. We got stuff going on, and over time, it might be one of the things that propels this channel. Now we want to go to ARC, right? ARC's right under it. I'm going to click GM on ARC. My MetaMask pops up in the corner. You can't necessarily see it. Oh, you know what? I can make it open in the side panel. Cool. That's what we want. Then maybe you guys could see it a little bit more. It also make it really easy to switch. So we GM. You'll see it pop up. You hit confirm. I'm so used to this stuff that I forget. There's a lot of people who maybe would like to see it actually pop up and what goes on. Again, you see 1 USDC. This is testnet. We got it from a faucet. We're not actually spending money here for anybody who doesn't understand that. This is testnet funds. They're not real funds. And we're going to go ahead and just deploy a smart contract a couple of times. Then we're going to pop over to our swap. We're going to switch from Robinhood to ARC. Right, because right here we can toggle our different networks. Only 3 networks there. And what are we gonna do? We will, I think we don't have a lot of options. I think we were swapping to this Euro C. And again, it looks like ARC is pretty much owned and run by Circle. Big money. Robinhood, money for sure, but Circle, big money. Anyways, they might do you decent. Like the pool that they put together to actually do an airdrop could be decent, right? So let's do like 0.005. I don't know if that's maybe too small. We'll see. Let it calculate. It's Reliable J, man. Thank you for being here. Love you, man. It says, I got to pass out early. Good night, y'all. Yeah, pass out. Yep. Hey, have a good one, man. Thank you for being here. I seen you over on the Lifers stream. Thanks for always being so reliable. Reliable J. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good night, brother. All right, let's see. Yeah, there we go. It calculated it. Boom, we do the swap. I forgot to copy and paste it. I can do it here. And I like to do it at least 3 times. My brain could get obsessive. I could sit here and do it 20 times. I'm not going to do that for the sake of the live stream, but I might do it when I'm just chilling here because you never know. Here's another trick. I explained about the airdrop, what the point is, right? It's for transactions and stress testing the network, but here's one of their tricks. You know you need to do some types of transactions in order to get an airdrop, but they don't tell you which ones they are. Now, why would they do that? Because then you're going to go do a bunch of stuff. And some of it they're not even going to be necessarily paying you for. You might be luck out and the one thing you do a lot of, like maybe swaps, they're going to pay a lot more for those transactions because maybe they're worth more for their stress testing. I don't know. You know, every network's a little bit different. Is it modular? All that stuff. If it's a modular blockchain and everything is kind of different, segregated out into different modules, right? Then if a lot of people don't participate in a specific one, those people might get more money. I don't know. It's just food for thought, right? And over here you can see I just keep confirming it. It makes it easy when you copy and paste. Just go here, paste, bang. It says calculating for a minute. Swap, and every 24 hours you can get more money from the faucet, so you ain't got to worry about running through all of it. And we are going to move on from here because I think that's everything. Here's another swap actually on the ARC testnet. Let's go ahead and refresh it and do one over here, at least one. Bang. Swapping. Pop up, go ahead and pass it. All right, we'll do one of those. We won't do any more. So let's go back to raising that crypto IQ. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Says, yeah, that's smart. Not telling you and having you go around and do tasks requiring, further improve. Exactly. And for a lot of people who don't know, I just want to point this out. I'll just click a random protocol. Here, go away. They always get me. Thank goodness for those pop-ups. So let's pick something that we know is newer. Let's say this one, right? If you're on Crypto Rank, I like Crypto Rank because if you go down, a lot of times they have a section for airdrops. Of course, the one I click on, probably not going to have it. I just want to show it off because there's different places where you can kind of look around. Okay, that one didn't have it. Investing, arbitrage, analytics, team, historical data. I feel like they kind of added some of these sections, so maybe they split it up. This is all arbitrage. Yeah, airdrop's not going to be in there. All right, they're going to try to prove me wrong, right? Opinion's a newer project. Maybe they'll have it here. You scroll down, and it's usually right down under here. They have a whole airdrop section. And a lot of times it's really good information. Like a lot of times you'll click on their little airdrop section. It'll be like right under the description. Then you have the tokenomics. It'll be like right under there. And a lot of times you'll click on it depending on what the project, and they'll have like a whole step by step. But another thing, since we're in the sake of our airdrop section, we haven't quite left it, although we're going to do the rest of our talking points so we can raise that crypto IQ, is we're going to go over to this Sellman NFT. This was given to me by NW, and it seems to be one of the better places. But either way, this is also a great place. There's probably some other creators, but if you want to look up this person on Twitter, Sell, S-E-L, Man, F-T, whatever that means, I don't really know. I think he's Turkish because sometimes his posts are in Turkish. But anyways, he talks about a lot of stuff. Is where you get a lot of it. Stay active on Tempo mainnet, right? With over 500 million raised, Tempo is entering mainnet with strong attention with a low barrier to entry. For anybody looking to explore the ecosystem, here are the key actions. They tell you what you need to do. Pretty simple. You're on testnet. You're probably not going to have to spend any money. You just active, right? And a lot of times I'll copy and paste that and I'll put it over in the airdrops. Maybe we should do that right now. Maybe that would be smart. All right, let's copy it, put it over in the airdrop section. And don't sleep on that airdrop chat. If you need help, you don't understand, don't sleep on it. I'm here for you guys. I don't see a lot of people asking me a lot of questions. It's cool if you don't have a lot of questions, but if you do, don't feel like you can't reach out to me. Just anybody, you know what I mean? I'll take time for you. You can DM me. I don't know. Don't ask me crazy stuff if I've never talked to you before. Like, don't ask me to send you money. If you ask me to send you money and I've never even really seen you, I don't know who you are on the live and stuff, that might be the only time I ever respond to you and say no. And then you might wind up blocked. So a lot of scammers that go on Discord, right, guys? All right, let's go over and let's do our talking points of the night. Emotional intelligence. Think of, while we're going through this, I know this might sometimes feel a lot like a classroom. This might feel a lot like education. It's because it is, all right? I do my best to make it fun. But like, I actually want you guys to learn, and I want to learn. I do this for me. I do it for you. Do it for the love of crypto. Hey, Ramirez is back. Did you get a chance to read on DigiDollar? RC29 is live. I didn't actually. Again, Ramirez, you joined the Discord. If you want to post, you don't have to post a link or whatever, right? But if you want, you know, just tell me where I should go, or DM me directly. Tell me where I should go. You can provide a link. I probably won't click it, but I will use the link to find where I need to be, right? Anyways, while we're going over the topic of the night, topic of the series is emotional intelligence. Do you have it? Do you not have it? Why people mess up? Why they buy the top and sell the bottom, and they're not shorting? All of that kind of stuff. I just want you guys to think about what is the core principle of what we're talking about versus the surface value that is what most people can't see past. Can you do it? Challenge. That's a challenge for the whole community. A lot of people don't just want crypto. They want the feeling that it gives them. Does this apply to you? You could think of that too. This is one of the most honest things that you can say about the market. A lot of people are not attached to crypto because of the long-term vision. Most of them don't even know what the long-term vision is because they don't know where we started and they don't know where we're going. They're attached to what crypto feels like when it's alive. The energy, the movement, the emotional charge. That's a huge part of why attention comes and goes so dramatically. Slow markets break emotional attachments, right? They were very emotionally attached to it. It's been boring. The price been down. They watched their money go down. They didn't take profits. And now maybe they're slowly getting more irritated to the point where they're actually mad at crypto when they used to run around town and talk about crypto, right? And when the market slows down, something interesting happens. It's not just the price that cools off. The emotional connection cools off too. Crypto starts feeling less stimulating, less rewarding, and less alive. And for a lot of people, that's enough to create a distance. Think about the really low attention span that we have on most people, right? they need that constant stimulation. They need that like coin that 10x like every day, a 5, a 10x, and so they can think, wow, maybe I'll get into one of those. Why did I miss that one? Who do I gotta follow? And it's like it's engaging and exciting, and they're looking for that reward when like nothing's really doing anything significant, and they're missing even the ones that are. They start to lose that stimulation. Excitement pulls people back faster than logic does, right? Most people don't come back to crypto because they sat down and made a calm strategic decision. They come back because something caught their attention, a move, a coin, a narrative, a feeling that they felt before when things were very stimulating. That means re-engagement is often emotional first and psychological later. We're staying locked in here at Underground Crypto in our community. We're staying locked in every day. So when we win later down the line, it's probably because we didn't make emotional things. We watched it churn day by day by day. There's a compounding power in that, right? And also a discipline to be here, look at stuff, even when it's not super retail trendy, retail sexy, if you will. And maybe we're going to buy in the bear market. Hopefully some people are going to buy something in the bear market that they're going to be proud of in the next bull run. Bull run's going to happen. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. I'm not going to try to give you the answer. I don't give financial advice. There you go. He says, you could ask ChatGPT about DigiDollar also. Okay. Yeah, that's a great point, Ramirez. Boredom changes behavior more than people realize. So boredom is often one of the most powerful forces in the market. Do you feel bored with the price action at this double bottom for BTC right now before it pumped up? When crypto feels dull, people start checking less, caring less, showing up to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive research less, researching less, positioning less. You get the point. And that creates a huge gap between who stays engaged and who disappears. It's exactly what I'm trying to get at. The market doesn't need everyone at all. It just needs attention to return. This is more important. Crypto doesn't need every single person to care all the time. It just needs enough emotional energy to return to create movement and draw more people in. That's why even a small shift in attention can suddenly make the market feel alive again. Melissa, did you put DigiByte on our list of coins that we're looking at in the bear market here? This is why so many people feel like they missed it. And also everything we've been talking about at the beginning of this week, really just Monday, yesterday, we started this series, is more about why they missed it, right? And this is why they feel like they missed it, but they feel like they missed it because they missed it. Brutal honesty. If you can't be brutally honest with yourself or take criticism, which requires being brutally honest with yourself, you're really not going to grow at a very fast rate. As a person, I don't care what field it is. That's my opinion, not life advice. Because they weren't gone when crypto was dead. They were gone when it was emotionally quiet. And by the time it felt exciting again, they were already behind. That's what I'm saying. That's a huge distinction. A lot of people don't reconnect with crypto when it becomes important. They reconnect with it when it becomes emotionally stimulating again. That is a very different thing. Hit this coffee and kill it, ensuring that I am up all night. Let's go. It says, I think so. Okay, cool. Are you sharing a list of coins on the Discord? I will be. That tab, I'm going to make sure it comes out tonight. All right, we're going to start a tab. It's actually going to be 2 tabs, everybody. There's going to be a tab where we put, people aren't going to be able to comment in it, except for maybe me, Melissa, or like, you know, the mods. And if anybody else wants to be a mod or wants to do anything in the Discord or have a tab because they like a certain thing, let me know. We'll talk about it. High chance I'm going to do that. Also, there'll be another one, just like the airdrop, right? There's one where we post, but I don't want people to put a bunch of stuff and you have to scroll and it's hard to find stuff, right? Then we have the chat. We're going to do the same thing where you can drop recommendations, suggestions. If people are engaged and they drop recommendations and things that they think are good to pick up in the bottom of the bear market, we will look at them live on the stream. That's how that kind of works. So there'll be 2 tabs, really. Anyways, thank you very much, Melissa. I'll send you what I have in a DM. Thank you. That would be very helpful. I will get those done tonight, in all likelihood here. Now, I don't know why ChatGPT does this because I've never asked it to do it, but it gives me like an opening hook, right? I usually never read them. I don't really like when ChatGPT tries to tell me too much how to run my show. I like to tell ChatGPT what the topics are and what I want, and then, get it that way. But anyways, I thought this was kind of interesting, right? Just to reiterate real quick, a lot of people say they care about crypto because of the tech. Like, you hear that a lot, but most people only really care when it feels exciting. They feel like they're going to make a lot of money. And when things are moving, when timelines are loud, when it feels like there's finally energy in the market, and I think that says something really important. A lot of people are more attached to the thrill. Where do we go? It moved me. To the feeling or the thrillingness that they are to the space itself, right? I think that moved us around here. No, that was the full thing. I just messed it up. Anyways, you get the point. Those are the talking points. I hope it raised your emotional crypto IQ. Hey, let's look at Fogo fishing real quick. We have other things to go into. We are running into an hour and 40 minutes here. We will be doing a members only. Okay, my Discord is great. Okay, I'll definitely approve you for sure. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you don't have a membership, we like doing the slots. We like having fun. We like doing some of the DeFi gaming, right? We're still going to do that in the regular show. So it's not like you're going to be required to be a member for that. But we also run and play like some slots. Stake.com is a crypto slots thing. And it requires an 18 and up viewership, meaning I have to change my video to 18 and up. I'm not going to explain this every day. I just want to explain it to my core people, make sure everybody understands why we're doing this, and I'm not just trying to milk money out of you. If what I've done before is when we get to the end of the stream, I switch it to 18 and up. But the problem is I post, in different places like Twitter, Memex, Facebook, about the live streams every day. And what happens is after I make it 18 and up, then instead of showing my thumbnail that I made, it just says 18 and up content, and it's grayed out, and it's ugly, and it's not going to attract people's attention, right? And a lot of people might just not click on it because they're like, I don't know what that is. It seems like sensitive, so like I'm just not going to click on it. So my best answer to it is I can create a members only stream. And it just moves, it immediately makes a new stream. It's like a copy, but it's members only, and it'll immediately move everybody who's actually a member in. I believe that's how it works. That's my understanding. And so my point here, if you want to be a part of that, you're probably going to need to be a member. It is $2 or $3 a month. I like to think most people can swing $2 to $3 a month. If you don't think that I'm worth $2 to $3 a month, then I guess don't buy it. Hey, easy decisions, right? Easy decisions. All right, let's run a round of Panzer Dogs. All right, I just started a round. I will read that Ramirez as soon as I'm done playing this round of Panzer Dogs. Let's go. We haven't played a game of Panzer Dogs in a hot minute. Of course, they're all going to hide over here. Getting them. Bang, bang, bang. The fun thing about this game is just the shooting. You always got to kind of shoot where you think they're gonna be in a second and not where they are. It took me a while to figure out how to get even slightly good at that. And I still mess up. Still be missing constantly sometimes. Ooh, thought he was going to get in here and get that. No way. Did I get first blood? I hope so. Dang. Not a long enough range there. He got away. I'm the king at getting them under 100 and then not being able to kill them. You got to break it up. See, I think the games are a great pair with the whole IQ raising, educational aspect, because you need that cool off, right? And of course, for anybody who doesn't know, we can all, not all, but up to 2 other people can play with me at a time on this game, which makes it a kind of an exciting game. Or we have other games like Chainers and stuff, which that's not the case. Like, please don't grab that machine gun. I want that machine gun. Bang, bang. Got him. Took one out. Let it reload. We got 14 seconds. It's almost about to be like a perfect game. Bang. Up to 8. There's no way I'm not getting top dog on this one. MVP out here. I really hope that they continue this and it doesn't just fall flat. Oof, got it right at the end. Oh, Cryptic Quentin got the basic. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I wasn't just trying to sell you on it. I just didn't want to not give people a warning and then all of a sudden you just can't see the stream anymore. But that's awesome. Thank you for joining that membership, and I will do my best to provide value for you every day. Let's look at chainers. All right, now I can read what he said. Ramirez says, that's exactly how DigiDollar works. Lock DGB in your wallet. Never leaves your control. You always keep control of your private keys. Get DigiDollar to spend today. When time lock expires, burn DD. Get your DGB, get it back and keep all the DGB price appreciation. Wow, it seems like that should have made a lot more sense to me. But I'm gonna have to read it again. It says DigiDollar works. Lock your DGB, so that's one asset, in your wallet. It never leaves your control. Got it. So it's like on-chain staking where you keep control. You keep control of your private keys. You get DigiDollars, right? And that's DD. To spend today when the time lock expires. So you spend that DD. So when the time lock expires, it burns it. You get your DGB back, keep all of the DGB prices. So, Ramirez, are you saying, like, I don't know, say I got $40 worth of DGB, and then I lock it up and I get DigiDollars. So I can spend those DigiDollars like a stable coin, and then when the time lock's over, it just burns them, which I don't know why I would need them to be burned. I already spent them. And then I get my DGB back, so I get to spend my money twice. That's what I'm getting out of what you're saying. I don't think that's what you're actually saying, because that would make no sense as far as value goes, value flow. Did you just send me Flare FR on Discord, Crypto Quentin? A friend request. I thought she was about to say Flare. Probably. Yeah, yes I did, Melissa. Okay, cool. Wanted to. Yep, there you go. I thought you were talking to me when you said you would DM me the list. LOL. Hey, maybe she will. We're going to make a tab, though. We'll have it all together. No underground, but I can put it in the main hangout until it gets a new tab. There you go. Go ahead and do that, because it'll get buried in chat anyway, so I'll still make the tabs. Okay, sounds cool. Yes. All right. With that being said, guys, I start the countdown now, right? And shout out to the one super chat and the one super sticker. Appreciate you guys greatly. We didn't hit our 5 super chat goal, but I did pick up a new member tonight, so I'm pretty jazzed about that one. Let me go over and go ahead and initiate the countdown. I know I can, it's like different time frames, right? So I could do a minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's see what our options are here. Members only stream. And I'm building more and more value into the members only stream, right? Every day. We're going to make it, let's make it 15 minutes, because I know what I wanted to go over here. All channel members. Yeah, all channel members. That's what we want, no matter what package you have. And we are going to schedule it for like 15 minutes. That's the idea. All right, so like in 15 minutes, it's going to do that. Now we need to mess with some chainers, and then I'm going to go over, before we go over there, I want to go over the X402 protocol. Blues Guy, you had pointed to a couple of projects that were X402 protocol that were like the strongest. I think one of them was like AIN and Pay AI. Can you post those again real quick? appreciate all my mods. All right, so you go back to city. We keep the farm running. Bang, let's hit that atom caster, get some kind of free something. Sometimes you get a nice chunk of CFB. Like sometimes I'll get like 25 CFB or something. Lately, I've been getting like feed for animals I don't have. Look at that. I got 2 CFB. I'll take it. It's just a free random spin. Why not, right? I'll spend them at some point. We got mini games where I can play this Chainer's Dream. Maybe we'll do it, but I don't want to cut into our time here. So you can literally go type in your X402, and it's not going to say protocol. It's going to be X402, right? And you'll have things with X402 in the name, but I wouldn't get distracted by that, right? And go over to categories, and that'll give you the actual categories. They have articles and stuff. There's always more to every platform. We haven't gone through every single feature, right, of CoinGecko or of CryptoRank, although we've looked at a lot of it. There you go. Thank you very much. Let's see how relevant those are here. Top gainers looks like Pay AI is up 9.8%. Nice. So what we want to do here, Aegean, yep, that's in there too, trending. First, let's look at buy market cap, because you got to think every multiple, right? Okay, so for it to double, right? Let's just look at this EIGen or EIGen. I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. I think it's supposed to be engine, to be honest with you. But anyways, it's at 116.2 million. For it to 1x, it would need to go up 100%. It would need to double. So if you look at like Engine Cloud or Aegean Cloud, I just got used to calling it that, compared to like Chainlink, this is tokenomics basics, right? Chainlink has a ridiculous amount of money in it in comparison to EIGen. So if you needed Chainlink to double in price, you would need a heck of a lot more money. Could happen for the simple fact bigger institutions trust it. Like there's a lot more attention around Chainlink. A lot more people, look, number 17 by market cap, number 241 by market cap. Chainlink's been around for forever. This Aegean Cloud is new. So you follow my reasoning here, because we're talking very specifically about X402 protocol in the lens, core principle, if you will, of bottom of the bear market buy and the best multiple on your money if you want exposure to agentic network payment rails. Narrative is like X402 protocol. I haven't seen many others. It's kind of a deep thing, right? So hopefully I didn't lose you there. So here's one. And so we're going to pull it up. We're going to at least look at this AIN, Pay AI, and this Aegean. We're going to look at them by market cap as we run down. I really just want to look at tokenomics, and then I want to look at the overall all-time chart. That's basically what I want. So it's 116.2 million. Like I said, you have an outstanding token value. Of course, you're fully diluted and stuff. I'm not really looking at that. Total, max supply is infinite. I don't love that because it doesn't give me a definitive number, right? You have a circulating supply, and then you have a much bigger outstanding supply. Sometimes they'll give us a breakdown here, like pointing at it with my finger, like you can see that. Future community initiatives, R&D, ecosystem development, stake drops. Stake drops, not staked drops. That one didn't hit. All right. Outstanding supply. So it's a disparity between the actual circulating supply, right, and coins that are actually minted, but not actually in the supply yet, right? But you don't know when. All of them could be dumped out tomorrow. I don't know. But with an infinite max supply, what does it even matter? Because we don't have a number to get to where we become 100% vested and no new coins will come out. So with that being said, I don't know if this is the one for me. Let's check out some of the other ones. Now I have it in mind. Now I kind of get how it works. Of course, Banker Coin is one of them. It's labeled X402 protocol. Banker Coin has been somewhat exciting in the fact that it's had these nice pumps. If you look at the max chart, it hasn't been out that long. Really, December, 10th, 2024. Okay, so actually quite a bit longer than I thought it had been out. But it had two really nice pumps. The most recent one was February 10th, 2026. That's what I really remember it for. Because again, that was really around the time where we were hearing about the X402 protocol, narrative, agentic networks, getting a little bit of attention and stuff. So it moved during that attention for that category. Tells me you might get a move again if you can get some attention in that category again. What are our tokenomics? At least we have a max supply. Okay, one thing I like immediately. This is kind of a good lesson in tokenomics in general. The other one, no idea when the coins are coming out. Don't know the vesting schedule, and there's an infinite max supply, so they could come out forever. Max supply, 100 billion, 99.9 billion are out. Doesn't leave much to come out. Market cap, 33.2 million, very small. So the tokenomics add up. Right there, it's a check, right? We need 3-4 checks to be something we're actually going to personally, that I would put my money in. I'm never telling you what to do, but this is kind of my reasoning and my thinking. The next thing that I like to look at under info is basically right time, right place. It's got to have good exposure. It's base native, which I do think a lot of the real agentic networks and things are going to live on base layer 2 of Ethereum. So you could say on Ethereum as well. That's a great place to be. It's not really interoperable, but it could be at some point, right? Then we go to Twitter. We're going to see how much attention they have here. 99,000 followers. Not horrible, but it's not amazing either. They posted an hour ago. Only got 2K. Let's find something. Was that a pin post? No, it's not a pin post. I don't have one. So let's at least find something that's at least a couple of days ago. This is yesterday. 4K. So you could say in about a day's time. Oh, wow. This one's way better. This one's 22,000 impressions. Is it a repost? Automated by a bot. Okay, cool. So anyways, they get a decent amount of attention compared to how many followers they have. I like that. Let's go to this bankerbot.com. Let's go look at their website. AI agents that fund themselves. Build a Claude bot agent, launch a token, trading fees, pay for your AI compute, no ongoing costs. Okay, so here's what I plan on getting more into. Right, you see that we add things. We're constantly integrating AI agents. How to deploy them, how to use them is something I have to go figure out in much more detail, because it's just where a lot of this stuff is going and I can't get left behind. I have a lot of things to do every day, so I haven't quite got it to really sit down and dial it in. I don't think it'll take me forever. I don't think it's anything I can't understand, that's for sure. I refuse to believe that. You gotta live like that. I refuse to believe that. But I'm going to get this a lot more figured out. Banker is what I'm going to be looking at. Yeah. Let's see. What was our... It was really low, right? It was like 33 million. Yeah, 33.2 million. Let's go ahead, Melissa. Let's put Banker on the list, because it just looks good to me. It's very low market cap, has the right narrative. It's actually really got something going for it, right, with these AI agents. I could go more into it, but I think I'm going to do that. 220,000 plus active wallets. I like to see that. Yeah, launch the terminal. You got to sign in. This is pretty cool. We're going to get more into this for sure. But anyways, I do think having some exposure to X402 protocol is a good move. Definitely a good move, right? So let's go to our next one. Now, Banker wasn't on our list. We want to go to AIN. Let's see if that pops up real quick. AIN. We were told it's a big one. Here's Pay AI. I remember Pay AI. Now, Pay AI is really small. 3.1 million, right? It says, UG, amazing stream, bro. Thank you. It's going to get even more amazing in that member stream. Got 5 minutes till we kick over. Have you heard of Cubic? Yes. Crypto Quentin, I did a pre-recorded video on Cubic a while ago. That used to be all my channel was these research, like pre-recorded videos. That's all I did. I didn't go live until about 6 months ago. To me, that's when my channel really started, but that Cubic video was pretty close to when I started going live 6 days a week, and it did really well. It's one of my best performing ones. So yeah, I definitely know what Cubic is. You can watch it if you want. I don't, it's from the time era that it was, maybe 8 months ago, 9 months ago. So there's basic information in there. It might not be the most updated. I don't know what they've done recently. You catch my drift. All right. So they've recently migrated this Pay AI from an old contract to a new contract. He says, excuse my ignorance. Perhaps I missed that part where I hear that list you're talking about. Where do I find it again? Discord main chat. Yeah, look at the main chat. Melissa's posting it there. There's going to be some new tabs in the Discord for that whole what we're looking at in the bottom of the bear market to maybe stock up on. There will be a chat and then one that's like the airdrop where you can, look at what we're talking about, but you can't chat. It'll be under it, right? You get it. It's always fun making more tabs because, you guys just see a new tab. I got to go all back through all the permissions and everything and make sure I have it dialed in. And if your permissions are messed up, like one time somebody deleted Bankrolls chat, I don't know, out of spite. I don't know what they were mad about, but they were somebody who never interacted. So there was probably just somebody just doing something because they could. He says, Ramirez says, thank you, bro, for the time on the space. Absolutely. We're running out of time. We only got 3 minutes left. Ramirez, I am going to look at the DigiDollar thing that you talked about, but it's going to be in the member section. I don't know if you want to buy a membership. I'm not trying to twist your arm, man. It's no skin off my back if you decide you don't want to do that. If we find something amazing, I guess I'll share it on tomorrow's stream. We're 6 days a week here. So, again, I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to pressure you to buy that. But if you want to actually make it over there tonight and talk about it, you will have to purchase one. Bro, it's up now. Oh, I always read it like it's the same person. That was two different people. Blues Guy said, bro. Melissa says it's up now. Blues Guy says Yellow Network. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Might be worth to check it out. I'm bullish on Flare, of course, and also Yellow. Just saying. Yeah, that's another thing that's part of the members only stream. There you go. All right, we don't have a ton of time. Let's just break down this billion max supply tokenomic. It's only 3 million. Pay AI. Ugh. Let's put that on the list, Melissa. And if you just keep adding it in the main hangout, whatever, or in the DM that you send me, it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out from wherever you post it, or I'll just ask for it if I can't figure it out. Anyways, 3.1 million is very small. This is way down there. This is like almost 2,000 by market cap. If this thing catches some attention, man, it could bang. I just want everybody to be very aware of that. It's only been around since November 18th, 2025, so it's not that old. That's good. That's in its favor. When something's like from like 2022, a lot of times they don't get the attention that a new project would. This is still new enough. It could get that kind of attention. Has some decent 24-hour trading volume, for how low it is. Only 3 million. It's got 699,000, almost 700,000 in 24-hour trading volume. It's pretty good. He says, yeah, bro, you should join. Hey, I'm trying not to pressure him. I know. I mean, it's $3, but I don't know where you're from. That might be a lot of money if you live in Afghanistan or India or any of those places where $3 is a lot of money. You get my point. I'm not trying to make it all about Afghanistan or India. All right, it's Solana contract, so just like the base was, it's very niched into Solana. I think Solana is moving towards agentic network, so Pay AI might make more sense. It really just might make more sense. Let's go ahead and duplicate here and bring up that last one real quick just to make sure that we get to it. I think it was AIN. Yeah, it's AIN. It's the only one I hadn't looked at yet. So which one is it? AI net. It's got to be AI network, right? Not Infinity Ground. AI. Yep. Says the ticker is AIN, so I'm gonna go with this. It's got to be this one. It's been around since just what I was just saying, 2020. That's a negative for me. 700 million. I was thinking too many thoughts at one time. 700 million. We got 269.4 million in circulation.